Hello everyone and welcome to my channel called Demon Storytime. I'm so glad to see you here today, everyone. Thank you so much for your comments, for your likes, for your subscription, for your donations. All information about donation can be found down below in comments. Continuing reading this lovely book called Grimm's Fairy Tales. Got here a lovely drawing, as you can see. Today our story will be called Little Red Riding Hood. Oh, that's very interesting. Once upon a time there was a little girl who was so kind and good that everyone loved her. Her grandmother gave her a special present, a hooded traveling cloak of red velvet. Cloak? The little girl thought it was so beautiful that from then on she never went out in anything else. So everyone called her Little Red Riding Hood. One day the girl's mother said, "Little Red Riding Hood, your grandmother is ill. Will you visit her and take her this bottle of juice and her favorite cake? Hopefully they will do her good. Now you know the way very well. Make sure you don't leave the path. Go straight there." "Don't worry, mother," said Little Red Riding Hood. "I'll go straight there." She took the juice and cake and off she set through the woods to her grandmother's house. She hadn't gone very far when a wolf trotted out of the trees up to her. Little Red Riding Hood did not know that the wolf was sly and dangerous, so she wasn't at all afraid. "Hello, Little Red Riding Hood," said the wolf politely. "Good day, Mr. Wolf," said the Little Red Riding Hood, and the wolf began to walk beside her. "Where are you going?" he grinned. Oh, here is the wolf and the girl. "To my grandmother's," Little Red Riding Hood replied. "Don't tell him anything. She's ill, so I'm taking her some treats to help her feel better." "And where does your grandmother live?" Little Red Riding Hood asked the wolf. "Just a few minutes further on," the girl replied. "Her cottage is the little one underneath the three large oak trees. You must have seen it." Little Red Riding Hood never dreamed that the wolf was up to no good, but he was actually thinking, "This little girl is so young and sweet, she will taste delicious. Maybe I can eat the grandma first to stop my empty stomach rumbling. Then this little girl second as a sweet pudding." He quickly thought up a plan to slow Little Red Riding Hood down and be the first to reach the cottage. "How pretty the flowers are here," he remarked. "Why don't you pick some for your grandmother?" "What a lovely idea," said Little Red Riding Hood. "Thank you, Mr. Wolf." And she skipped off into the trees to gather a pretty posy, while the wolf bounded off down the path as fast as his legs could carry him. He reached Granny's house already. Here's the drawing. Very soon he reached the grandmother's cottage and knocked gently at the door. "Who is there?" came the sick old lady's weak, trembly voice. The wolf tried to make his voice sound like Little Red Riding Hood. "It's your granddaughter," he squeaked. "I've bought some treats for you. Open the door." "How lovely! Thank you," called out the grandmother. "But I'm afraid I'm too weak to get up. Just let yourself in." The wolf licked his lips. He lifted the latch and pushed the door open. He sprang over to the grandmother's bed and swallowed her up with one snap of his jaws. OMG. Then he squeezed into her frilly nightdress and cap, drew the curtains together to darken the room, and lay down in her bed, pulling the covers over his chin. Little Red Riding Hood arrived at the cottage to find the door wide open. "How strange," she thought nervously. She stepped inside to find the usually bright room all dim and gloomy. Very strange indeed, she thought. There lay her grandmother with her nightcap pulled far down over her face and the covers drawn up over her chin, looking very odd. "Oh, grandmother," Little Red Riding Hood said, "what big ears you have! I've never noticed before." "All the better to hear you, my dear," came the reply. "Oh, grandmother, what big eyes you have!" Little Red Riding Hood could help but remark. "All the better to see you with, my dear," came the reply. "Oh, grandmother, what large hands you have!" said Little Red Riding Hood, her eyes widening with surprise. "All the better to hug you with, my dear," came the reply. "Oh, grandmother, what a big mouth you have!" gasped Little Red Riding Hood. "All the better to eat you with," roared the wolf, and with that he sprang out of bed and swallowed Little Red Riding Hood up. Oh no! The wolf now had such a full stomach that he began to feel very sleepy. Quite pleased with himself, he lay back down in the bed for a snooze. But while he was snoring, a huntsman passed the cottage. The man thought it very unusual that the door was open wide, and he looked in to see if everything was all right. His eyes lit up when he saw the wolf in the bed. "Ah, I have been trying to catch you for a long time," he thought. He took out his hunting knife and slash, slash. That was the end of the wicked creature, and out of the slit in the wolf's tummy came Little Red Riding Hood and her grandmother. The wolf had swallowed them whole, so apart from being frightened, they were quite unharmed. Then all three were delighted. The huntsman went home carrying the wolf's skin. The grandmother admired the flowers, drank the juice, and ate the cake, and began to feel much better. And Little Red Riding Hood ran home safely to her mother and lived happily ever after. That's it, my dears. Thank you so much, and see you next time. Bye.